One thing that writer and director J.J. Abrams introduced in the sequel trilogy of the Star Wars franchise is of course the concept of flashbacks that will be making its return in Episode 9. This is Mike Zero. If you guys are new to the channel, do make sure to subscribe to see future Star Wars content. Now, I do know that the whole entire concept by J.J. Abrams about the idea of flashbacks being in a Star Wars film may not be for everybody out there, but to me, I really do enjoy it because it does really fill in the gaps in between the original trilogy and the sequel trilogy itself. A moment in the Star Wars universe in which we haven't really learned too much about when it comes to the character of Luke Skywalker. Now, these past couple of weeks or so, we've been learning a whole lot more about this film when it comes to some of the set leaks, the set designs, the concept art and storyboard descriptions, etc., one of which has all to do with the flashback involving the character of Luke Skywalker. Specifically, a description of a young Luke wearing a brown robe. His hair is just like how it was in Return of the Jedi. However, here, Luke has a beard. His hand also has the mechanics exposed, just like in the sequel trilogy. Luke is standing in front of a large Jedi-like temple with fires on what appears to be similar to tiki torches. Next to Luke is a man that looks like a young Max von Sydow, who portrays Lor San Tekka in The Force Awakens. Luke is handing the man something. It appears to be a flash drive-like device, very small in design and glows with a blue LED. Then next goes over Luke boarding his X-Wing with R2-D2 docked on board. As the X-Wing begins to leave, a crowd of people are all kneeling down as Luke leaves the atmosphere of this mysterious planet. The last shows us Luke inside the cockpit of his X-Wing, smiling and storing some artifact in a compartment inside of a ship. So what's really intriguing to me about all of this are a couple of parts. Now, number one being Max von Sydow. Now, Max von Sydow, as far as we know, he's not involved in Episode 9. However, there could be a brand new actor that will portray a younger version of Lor San Tekka in Star Wars Episode 9 here, in the form of a flashback as it describes. So, what is this device that Luke Skywalker is handing a young Lor San Tekka? Could it very well be the same exact device that Tekka handed over to Poe inside of that tent on the planet Jakku? Could it very well be the one piece to the puzzle of Luke Skywalker's location? And also, could this be the moment in time in which Luke Skywalker was actually beginning his journey to discover the first Jedi Temple and wanted to stay away from everything else? Now, if you guys had to ask me, it sounds like this is where the de-aging technology will actually apply to Mark Hamill. We have heard numerous times here that Episode 9 will feature a next generation type of technology that will have all to do with de-aging technology for the characters of either Luke, Leia, or Lando. It's actually going to be for one of the legacy characters, most likely Luke Skywalker. So with that being said, this could also explain as to why Mark Hamill shot some scenes a couple of months ago before he was busy with other projects out there over in Prague. Now, the other thing that I do want to go over is Luke Skywalker is storing yet another artifact in the compartment within his X-Wing. What is this artifact? Now, we do know that, you know, between both Lor San Tekka and Luke Skywalker, they had a great relationship, a great friendship, if you will. They were both pretty much really good friends. They helped out in basically hiding a lot of Jedi lore and protecting the lore here and there under the remnants of the Empire. After the fall of the Empire during the Battle of Endor and the Battle of Jakku 1 year later, there was still the remnants of the Empire that were trying to destroy as much Jedi lore as possible. And that's exactly where we see, you know, the state of things in the sequel trilogy, where there's very little Jedi lore remaining. And Lor San Tekka and Luke Skywalker were pretty much the two big characters that kept that alive within the Church of the Force, which leads me to this sequence in which we have a lot of these characters, these mysterious individuals, kneeling down to Luke Skywalker as he leaves the mysterious planet on his X-Wing. I believe that these individuals are members of the Church of the Force. Now, I don't know if you guys know anything about the Church of the Force. I actually have explained it before in the past. It's a very interesting piece that takes place in between the sequel trilogy and the original trilogy. Basically, they keep the Jedi way alive, and the knowledge of the Jedi and lore of the Jedi alive and well, and they pretty much keep it all together under the rule of the remnants of the Empire and, of course, the infancy of the First Order. So with that being said, could this very well be the flashback scene that we have been hearing about for so very long that is to be shot with Mark Hamill and, of course, a mysterious new actor coming into play here for Episode 9? Anyways, guys, drop a comment below. Let me know what you think about all of this in the comments. And if you guys did enjoy the content for today, do make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel. I thank you all so very much for the kind support, and I'll catch you guys next time.
From night to moon, we hear them moans again.